Hey everybody, Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com, coming to you from the Iron Eagle studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep 3. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it already. You got conference tournaments coming up. We got videos that are going to be thrown out at all hours of the day and night. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell, and that way every time we put a video up, ding, you're going to know all about it, and you will be one of the first on your block to know what we're thinking. So make sure you do that. And if you like what we're doing, if you're having a little fun, give us a thumbs up. It means so much to us. And of course, check out our fantastic websites, winnersandwhiners.com, statsalt.com, for deep dives into every single game going on in America every single day. And let me tell you something, kids. This is how I actually found these guys about a year ago at this time, doing research for these conference tournaments coming up. Because quite frankly, I hadn't really kept up on the old Atlantic Sun as much as I should have. So that's what Winners and Whiners and Stat is very, very cool for. So make sure you check them out. Not just sides, totals, but props, derivatives, and halftime action as well. And most importantly, everybody, you know the drill. Let us know, first of all, if you're tailing our picks, if you're fading our picks. And if you're fading, tell us why. But most importantly, tell us what you're playing. Tell us what you put in the old in the old Wintermatic 2000 and what is spit out for you as far as good plays for tonight. And if you get those plays right, if you tail us and we win, we're going to give you what everybody covets in the sports betting world. Money? Oh, sure, we like that. But what everybody's really after, it's the coveted shout-out in the shout-out section of the Deep 3 video, and we'll lay that on you if you get it right. So with that being said, let's go to a quick recap of yesterday's action. We went 1-2 here on the Deep 3 as we had the Orlando over, and one of the teams did their job. The Cavaliers put up 107 on their way to 215. That's good. If you'd have told me, hey, the over-under's 215 and the Cavs are going to put up 107, how do you like your action? I'd have said I like it a lot. However, we only had one team that could take care of business. The Orlando Magic had no magic as they failed to put up 95. I believe it was 107-93. Nice job, Magic. Appreciate the fine effort there. And Marquette, in a game they absolutely positively had to have, and they did not. At home, they laid a big fat egg against the Creighton Blue Jays. But we did rally for the last game, as we had Detroit. We had to sweat overtime, and of course we had the favorite plus 4.5, and it went to overtime, which of course means we were right. But we had to sweat another period, and lo and behold, Detroit actually ended up not screwing us. They actually came up to win the game straight up. So good for you, Pistons. Appreciate it. Then on the premium side, we went 1-1. We had the University of Louisiana Lafayette Cajuns in the first game. We did cover, and they, much like Marquette, in a game they absolutely needed against a team that wasn't nearly as good, were just dreadful, just absolutely dreadful. Terrible on offense. Shot about I don't know what the final was, somewhere around 35-36% from the line, or from the field goal range, from the floor. That's what they call it. And 25 or less from beyond the arc. Yikes! That ain't going to win you many games, and it's certainly not going to cover many. Then we rallied with our late play in the Minnesota-Washington. We had the over there, and that came through with flying colors. Even though it was 240 or so, they still put up 256. So 1-1 on the premium side. Through my premium players, here's what you guys are missing. Through my premium players, a little action bone. Advised about a quarter play on it last night, a quarter of your normal unit. But I had a AAF play that I was half right. I said that Atlanta should be somewhere around 14 points. That's exactly what they put up. However, Arizona was a massive favorite, and they ended up losing outright. Just didn't even get out of the locker room. Terrible showing for the Arizona, whatever they are. I can't even remember where they are now. Hot shots. There you go. So anyway, that was no bueno. That was not, like I said, not an official play, just kind of a fun action play. And of course, it was no fun and very little action. So let's go on to today's picks from the Deep 3. Starting in the NBA, taking a look at the New Orleans Pelicans as they travel to the great and Mormon state of Utah to take on the Jazz. New Orleans, 9-point underdog here. So I'm looking at. I like the dog here. You know what? Both these teams have been playing very good basketball lately. The Pels have won 4-7 straight up, but they've covered 6 of those 7 contests, including perfect 3-0 so far on this road trip. Jazz, meanwhile, not doing too bad in their own bad right. They've won and covered 6 of their last 8. However, the Pelicans, they're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 road games, and I just think they're a little bit undervalued in this spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 6 or 7 point Utah victory, but I think 9 is just a little too much. Give me the Pels plus the 9 right here. Hey guys, guess what? It's tournament time. I bet you didn't even know it, did you? No, you. Who am I kidding? I know you fuckers, you knew it. We're taking a look at the Atlantic Sun tournament. Hell yeah! Taking a look at that much anticipated 1-8 matchup between Kennesaw State and Lipscomb. Of course, that game is being played at Lipscomb. I'm going to have to tell you guys. And Kennesaw State is catching a mere 27.5. And guess what? That's who I'm on. Give me 27.5 points. Hey, you know what? Good news for the Kennesaw State Owls. In the 9-team Atlantic Sun Conference, they weren't left out of the tournament. Way to go, guys. We're number 8. We're number 8. Oh, the bad news? Yeah, they get the number 1 seed Lipscomb at Lipscomb. But here's the deal. The Bison, that's Lipscomb, they haven't covered the spread in 6 straight games. Included in that little stretch are 4 double-digit spreads and 2 spreads that were greater than 20. And one of those 20-plus spreads, that was against the Kennesaw State Owls. First time they met, Bison covered the 27.5, just like it is today, by 1.5. They won by 29 points there at home. The next time, they won by 16 when they were trying to cover 20.5. Seems to me like maybe the Owls are learning something. After all, they're Owls. They're smart. They should be learning, right? I'll tell you what. I'm going to. I've got 3 reasons that I like the underdog in this spot. First, it's a third meeting between these two. Like I said, I think the Owls are figuring it out, and it's hard to beat somebody by 28 points or more the third time you see them. 2, it looks to me like Lipscomb has been overvalued the last couple of weeks. Like I said, they haven't covered the number. They've been winning, but they haven't gotten up and over that spread. That, to me, says a little bit of overvalue on Lipscomb. And, after all, they're Lipscomb, their legend precedes them. How could you not overvalue them just a little bit? The third reason, lots of incentive to rest the big guys once this number starts getting out of hand and the game becomes apparent about who's going to walk away with the victory. This is conference tournament week. It's not as brutal as some schedules, but they do still have to play 3 games in 6 days. And they've got the big rematch with Liberty coming up over the weekend that I guarantee you they want to have as many fresh legs for as possible. Give me the Kennesaw State Owls plus 27.5. It's not going to be pretty. We're going to have to sweat it. I almost guarantee it. But I think that number, again, is a little bit too high. All right, guys. And last, well, if you know me, it's a big game. I'm taking a look at the K-State Wildcats against the TCU Horned Frogs. Here's the deal, guys. I am a absolutely admitted homer for the K-State Wildcats. So I'm going to try to throw as many numbers as possible here. This is the biggest game for the Wildcats since last Monday when they embarrassed themselves there in Lawrence. Formula is very simple for the Wildcats. They've got 2 games left, one on the road and then one at home on Saturday against Oklahoma. You win those 2 and you're conference champs. Congratulations. Ding dong, the witch is dead. KU is no moss. But like I said, this is going to be kind of an interesting play for me. This is not going to be an official play, all right? Because I'm going to give you 2 ways to go here. Personally, I'm leaning towards K-State. I'll throw out a couple numbers for you. Wildcats 7-1 against the spread on the road versus conference opponents. Their first victory or their first loss came last Monday against the Jayhawks. The Frogs, we've talked about them before. They have struggled since they lost Jalen Fisher. They've gone 5-8 straight up and just 4-8-1 against the number since he's been gone. TCU 3-5 against the spread at home, and they've covered just 1 of those last 5 home games. And finally, the Frogs are just 5-11 against the spread in the Big 12 conference play, and they've covered, like I said, just 1 of their last 5. So I do like K-State here, but I'm gonna give you two ways to play this. All right, and going in, you know me by now. You know I'm not a big fan of the parlays, but I like a parlay on either side, depending on who you like. And you can look at this game. I highly encourage you. Somebody even abbreviated the other day, and I knew exactly what he said. DYOR. Do your own research, especially on this game. All right, I think K-State gets it done. I like the numbers, but you may discount my opinion because I'm a homer. I totally respect that, and I totally understand. So do your research. However, if you pick K-State to win, I'd couple K-State with the under. Conversely, if you take TCU, I would take TCU and the over. I don't think the odds are likely that K-State wins a shootout, and I don't think if the total stays low, I like the Wildcats' chances right there. So, hey, it's our official mascot. So that's my two plays that I'm going to give you on that one. My official play on that will be K-State -1. My unofficial recommendations will be those two parlays. All right, guys, get yourself down on those three games. And at the end of the first day of conference tournaments, you can join me as we both head back to the window. All right, let's take a look at our shout-outs for tonight. All right. All right, very nice. Hammer and Hank, he had Louisville -9. He had the T-Wolves over. Nice job, Double H. Peach Waller playing that NHL. You know the drill. Playing that, he played the game over in the Chicago San Jose over 6.5, and yeah, he liked that one right there. He also liked the first period over, but he said he imagined the odds are going to be too high since those are the teams that are best in the league at going over in the first period. So I don't have a word whether he ended up paying that price or not. But yeah, let us know, Peach, if you ended up playing that first period or not. Chuck P, he had the over in the Washington versus Minnesota and the Portland Charlotte over as well. And he noticed that Taco Fall for UCF is a monster. Holy shit, you are absolutely correct, Chuck. I think he's 7'6". I actually looked him up last time I saw UCF play, and I believe he's 7'6". So yeah, he's got, obviously, as most guys are that tall, he's got mobility problems. He's not, but man, he is a force there in the middle, just standing there, and he certainly got it done against Houston. Legion depicts. He thought it was going to be underdog Sunday. Yes and no. He did get South Florida +4 and Atlanta as well. Scotty C had the Pistons +4, and very nice. We had that. That was one of our, like I said, that was one of our premium picks. Yeah, we had that one. Oh no, that was here. Sorry guys, that was our pick. That was a tail. Sorry. Borno had Louisville. He had Ricky Fowler over Thompson, which if now I know that is not an MMA contest. That is golf. That's a golf match up there. Nice job, Ricky, getting it done. He loves Fowler. He's a good kid. He does tons of charity work. And he noted that the Houston Cougars. Man, the Houston Cougars derailed his 16-team parlay. I guarantee you, the Cougars screwed a lot more parlays than that, Borno. You probably had a lot of company there on the Cougars. An absolute letdown. That was that one made my short list, and Cougars have been pretty good to us. Just couldn't quite get there. He says there's always next Saturday. Next Saturday, dude. There's today. Come on now. Miguel and Nola. He's getting on the winning track again. He had Michigan. He had the T-Wolves over. Mark R. He had Houston, and he had the Clippers. Super Cisco had Michigan, Marshall, and the Blazers. And that's UAB. MC. He noted that he was confused. Oh, yeah, this is why I wanted to talk about this. He said he was confused because I was capping the Cleveland-Orlando game, and I brought up a stat that said the T-Wolves were like 6-1 in their last 7 or whatever. You guys may have noticed this by now. That's one of the things as I've gotten older, okay? I feel like I've got about 90% of my wits about me that I had, maybe 95, but every once in a while, and the problem is I don't catch it. Every once in a while, I'll be talking about a game, I'm a person, and I'll just throw another name in there inexplicably, and I won't catch it. So, and every once in a while, you guys will say something, and I know I've done it. So I'm just putting it out there. With me, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. You get pretty good handicapping, you get pretty good stats, but also apparently I'll just throw out a random team that isn't even fucking playing. So we had the T-Wolves over over on the premium side. I guarantee I had them in my mind. So yeah, apologies if that happens. If I mention a team that isn't playing in that contest and it just comes kind of out of place, just try to ignore it as best you can. Kind of plug those stats in for who you think I was probably talking about, and take a look at the stats yourself, and pass or play on as the play as I make it. So, sorry about that, MC. I appreciate you putting it out. And he said he didn't want to sound like a jerk, and believe me, you didn't, dude. You were fine, and that's why I wanted to address it. And it's hard to write all that shit, so I just kind of wanted to say it. So yeah, it's never be afraid. Never be afraid to point it out, because if it's something really bad, I can fix it, or at least make a note of it in the comment section to help everybody out. So, and last, your FT's MFers. Nice. Had the Blazers money line, had BC plus 4.5, and he had the Washington Stanford under. Nice play there, sir. Nicely done, sir, or madam, if madam would happen to be your FT MFers. I don't want to jump to conclusions there. Anyway, thanks for sharing all the picks with me, guys. Look forward to talking to you in the comment section again today. And hey, let's have some fun. Let's pick up some wins. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. All right? You guys have a great night. And good luck to everybody.